Hopefully that's live. Right, let's get to run some trains. Right, so welcome to my railway run. I've done this before, film trains live. And yeah, we're just going to run some trains on Stoke Summit. Might run some on the narrow gauge down here as well. But yeah, it should be fun. Reason I'm filming, it's pouring down outside and Formula One's just finished, so I thought, yeah, let's get some trains running. So, first thing I got to do is figure out what trains I want running. Well, we'll start with Stoke Summit. So, going south on this back line, we have A4 60019 Bittern on a lovely rake of mixed Mark 1s, Thompsons, in even an LMS coach. I can hear the tapping of a dog. There she is. And then on the north line going upwards, we've got, well, at the moment I got my Brighton Bow on there, so never would have ran up this way, but it's my railway. I can do what I want. And I also have these new coaches. These are non-corridor Thompson coaches. I got a few more to get, but we won't be using them today. Got them covered in there. I'm actually running out of room. I will show you around a bit later, just show you a bit of progress on things that's happening, including the new model railway. And there's the barking dog. So the new model railway, the National Coalboard line, is actually down underneath the narrow gauge railway. And I'll show you a bit of that later, maybe. I still got loads of work. I'm kind of at the planning stage for the track. I got loads of spare tracks, so I'm just playing around with it really, seeing what track design I can come up with and that. And so far I've come up with a good track design, but the track's not working. It's old track, so it will have to be replaced with new. I did kind of know that. I'm just moving my Virgin HFT actually. I've got an amazing video coming up on the HST. So, what I will be doing, Hornby are releasing the new coaches, of course, the new Mark IIIs, and I got an entire rake on order ready to come. And what's going to happen is, I'm going to have them all come at once, and I'll be doing an unboxing, a special video, putting them on the track, running it, everything like that. I'm just going to get a dog in, because it is absolutely chucking it down like that. You might even get to be in the video. Come on. Go up here. Like that. Up. Come on up there. Right, she was smart. She wasn't out in it. She was sat in the doorway. So I thought I'd shut the door. That's why your bark was quite clear. Before we get going, actually, my new YouTube channel. If you like cars, classic cars, stuff like that, please subscribe to the Classic Driver 31. That's my new YouTube channel. Kind of new, because it's my old Lego channel. But I'm going to be filming stuff on cars, going to car shows and everything. And of course, at the moment, I'm saving up for a classic car. So, yeah, please subscribe to that if you're into cars and that. Cars have always been a great love of mine. So, I'm finally saving up for one. Well, a classic car. I already got a car. I got a Citroen C2. Right, let's get some trains running. So I used the Gauge Master Model D controller, double controller. I don't know if I can show you that. There we go. Just here. Let's open it. I get the camera a little bit closer. Right. Let's get the Brighton Bow running first. I have to do a few installation laps with the Brighton Bow. It tends to move that before I damage it. There we go. Hornby done a great job on the Brighton Bow. So that's the 1934 model, not the new one Hornby's releasing. That's the old one they released back in 2012 or 2014. I can't really remember now. But I finally got all the coaches for it a few years ago. And you know, it's one of my favourite trains to run. This is the first time it's ran on Stoke Summit. Well, it ran a couple of days ago, but this is the first time it's probably run in a while. It's just a lovely model. You can't go wrong. Expensive, but worth it. It kind of makes me want to do a Southern Electric Railway line, like with all the EMUs and everything. But anyway, let's get an A4 running. So A4 bitter. Way up. That didn't sound too good. I might leave bitter for a second, because there's something catching by the sounds of that. I've just sold my, what do you call it, Class 221, the Voyager, Virgin Voyager. So I'm selling quite a bit of stock. I've sold more or less everything now that I want to sell. There's a few odd bits like Class 70 and that, but let's just listen to this. Alright, so it's the points. It's where the train's running over. Let's get A4 running. Just got to stop the Brighton Bow for a second. I want to check that point. And so yeah, I've sold quite a bit of stock. All for my classic car really. I've got rid of all the Lego. Surprised how much I had of that actually. And yeah, so in a couple of months I might have a new car. And again, if you want to see that, well, you see it on Facebook, most of you, because good friends on Facebook as well. But yeah, it's gonna be good. I've got to find my drink now. There it is. So even though I've sold a lot of train stuff, it doesn't mean I'm getting rid of all of it. I still have some great pre-orders. So like I said, I pre-ordered all the Virgin Mark IIIs, and I'm keeping my eye out now for any that pop up, because I also have the Class 86 in Virgin on order as well, from Hornby, and that one's Winston Churchill. Looking forward to getting that one. That's kind of what started me back on Virgin trains. So I've always been a massive fan of them, especially the black and red. Like this one. This is the newer HSTs that Hornby did. I managed to get this one off a guy on Facebook a while ago. Bargain price. And I'm hoping they do another next year. Because if they do another, I'm going to have 2 full rates. So I think Hornby's releasing 6 coaches. Which of course I need 8. I could get away with 7. I've seen pictures with 7. And I might try and stick at 7 coaches. But of course I want the coaches as well for the Class 86. And the DVT to go on the end of that. So I got my work cut out, but these Virgin coaches, they do pop up quite a bit. One I was really impressed with was this one. So this is the Oxford Rail Mark III in Swallow livery. Quite dusty, I need to pack them away really. I'm not running it at the moment. Not until I get more Swallow coaches. But same again, I'm going to try and get a Swallow HST set. I know Hornby's releasing one actually. But yeah, I'm going to get a Swallow HST rake. Just because this is trains, I can't really remember seeing the Swallow trains. I can remember seeing the Virgin ones, but I don't think I ever saw a Virgin one with my own eyes. It was always on telly or something. Which is a shame really. I can remember seeing the Great Western fag packet livery and the Midland Main Line. I can remember seeing them quite a bit. What others can I remember seeing? I remember seeing the not ScotRail, Regional Railways 158s. I remember seeing them. I got pictures of them actually, me sat on the platform, which is great. But yeah, I'm just going to grab the iPad because I've got people messaging me all the time about stuff I got for sale. So I need to get that. There we go. Nice to see the A4 still running. A couple of weeks ago, I got an N-Gage track set up on the very lower level where I'm building the National Cardboard, and I left running a SD60 in Union Pacific, pulling a bunch of California Zephyr coaches. I left it only for, I don't know, 2 minutes to get a drink, come back to find the coaches all over the place and the SD60 on its side. It's great because I don't really know what happened. I mean, I'm guessing one of the coaches derailed, uncoupled, the SD went around the lap and went straight in the back of it all. But I'll never know. No damage was caused. Still got coaches here. Yeah, well, they've been packed away to be honest. Bear with me. So I've been let down 4 times on a Class 70 that I'm selling. Quite annoyed because I don't know why people keep letting me down. They want it and then they don't get back to me. They say, oh, they're going to pay in the morning, and then I hear nothing off them. But I think I've just sold that one, which is great. All money to go towards my classic car. One thing to note, so the plan was I was going to I built all the baseboard down there, I'll show you in a second. I built all those baseboards for Modern Image Railway, for the Virgin HSTs and everything. Then I changed my mind, like I do with absolutely everything I work on. And I'm sure you lot know what I mean. You start planning something, you think, yeah, this is turning out great, and then you start planning something else in your head. I just got to grab my stool to sit down. And I was planning this Modern Image layout, which was going to be 2 ovals with a nice fiddle yard, the store HSTs and that. And I started selling some of my American N-Gage. And whilst I was selling some of it, I realised how amazing it looked, some of the detail. And I thought, right, I'm going to do an American N-Gage railway. So I come up with sorry, bear with me. I gotta get on these messages straight away. So yeah, the plan was I was going to have 2 tracks, one on a lower level, and basically the American trains are going through a town in the Nevada. I built the entire lower level, and it's still here. I can still show you that in a bit. But I changed my mind again, and I've ended up with now a National Cardboard Railway, which I'll show you all. Originally, the Narrow Gauge Railway up here, this space where it goes all the way around was reserved for a National Cardboard layout. And the only reason I'd done the N-Gage at the Narrow Gauge was because Bachmann had announced Peggy and Hummy, the new Baldwins. and they just stole my heart straight away. I saw them, I was like, yes, gotta get them. Peggy is currently on the line now down in the station, and Hummy's in the fiddle yard with a freight train. They are just two gorgeous locomotives. The reviews I've done, if you go back a couple of videos ago, 1 or 2 videos ago, I've done a review on Peggy and Hummy. They've been super popular. The reviews are just, done really well. 2 of the best videos I've done in a long time, for viewing figures. So I'm really pleased with that, because it was something I really wanted, and I'm glad I built the narrow gauge railway, the Millbow Railway. Over the next couple of days, I'm hoping to get this area done here, a bit of scenery and that. This railway's going to be covered in trees, and the reason for that is I've always wanted to do a railway that goes through a forest, or like the edge of a forest. So over the next couple of days I'm going to get a lot of scenery done and ready to plant some trees. But I need to get the yard finished on this end. This is where the locals will be stored in that, in the sheds. I'm probably going to scratch build some sheds, probably best. But I really enjoyed working with the narrow gauge stuff. It's very popular, and it will be now for a very long time, because Bachmann are releasing ready to run stock, and you will get people out there who prefer to do the kits. I'm a bit of both. I like to do the kits as well as buy the ready to run stock. I buy more ready to run than I do kits, but I do enjoy building the kits. In fact, one I'm working on at the moment, this little brake van for the narrow gauge railway. And this is a really nice kit for, I think I paid £11 for it at the Worley show, and it's a really nice kit. It's gone together really well. I have another to pick up at the Antics Model Shop as well. I just got to get a coupling sorted on it, but yeah, that's been a really nice kit to do. So I do like doing the kits. I do build some 00 kits as well. Where's this one? This is the pipe. This is the first one I've done actually. So this is a pipe wagon kit. Parts of Dundas. First kit I had ever built for a railway. First wagon kit. It's not finished. I still have to paint it up and that, put decals, but it works really well. I've never had a problem with it derailing. The pipes are basically lead pipes, and yeah, they just work great. Just looking at some pictures, my goddaughter, that's great. I haven't seen them yet. I went out with my cousin a couple of weeks ago, and she took her little boy. I took my goddaughter, and we went down for a little picnic, and yeah, it's really good. Good thing was it wasn't too hot. But yeah, it was a good day out. We should just post some pictures, so that's nice. A4's running really nice. Is there anything you want to see Paul these coaches? I'm going to keep the one line shut for now, because I'm pretty sure something's damaged on that one point. And to look at it, I've got to move a lot of stuff. I don't want to do that in this video. So, do you want to see some A4s running? A3s? Maybe some BR diesels? I know I have a Class 37, which that seems to always come up when I do these live videos and ask people what they want to see. It'd be nice to get a freight train running, I think. I tell you what, I could run a freight train on the other line, because that bypasses the point what's got a problem. So that's a good idea. Let's do that. So I'm going to run a freight train. Now this freight train's always running. I do have to swap them around. If you know me, what I do, I build up rakes and then keep them in that formation. The concept, they don't really change after I've built it into a certain concept. So the rake I'm going to be running has been like this for the last, I don't know, 2 years now. So let's get a nice heavy goods train. Now I prefer my goods trains more than passenger trains, always have. I need to get some 9Fs, really bad. I haven't got any. I got Evening Star, but I can't really put him on a freight, can I? Let me move Deadpool, because he's just so damaging this and that. Deadpool is a very highly collectible Lego figure. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We ain't going to run a steam engine, we're going to run one of my new engines. And please do not shout at the camera if you like realism, because I want to run this one, because I don't run him much. I need to put a chip in there for Cornowski, which means he's modern image. I picked this one up a while ago. DB Schenker Class 08 TTS sound. Now the sound was taken out of it. Doesn't bother me one bit, 'cause I'm not a sound person. But I want to get him running. So what we'll do is stick him on the freight train. I've got to change the point, so we'll change this one down here. None of the points are motorised. Two reasons for that. This is just, even though it's Stoke something, it will be finished one day with scenery. I prefer to change the switches. I don't know why, I've always been the same. I like just to, you know, change it like that. And to be honest, there's only these points and the points in the filler yard that need changing. I don't feel the need to keep changing them with switches and wiring them up when I'll do it on the future layout, the one I plan to build. No, lost controller. The one I'm planning to build in the future when we get a bigger house and that, the big layout, the one that's going to be built really big, if I ever get that, of course. But that one will have point motors and everything. Anyway, let's get this 08 running. So, very sorry if you're a Steam fan right now, but I want to see it running. And he should manage the freight with no problem. There we go, that's nice to see. So notice the Esso tankers. Nice little rake of them, only 6, but it looks okay because they did mix them out. You wouldn't just have a fuel train. You would have fuel trains, of course, or tankers, but you would have a mixed freight. And I do like the mixed freights. And a lot of my rolling stock like this is built up to real pictures I have. And wagons you see. Hence why that big coke hopper, one of the Ormby's new ones, is in the middle of that. Because I got a picture of one next to flatbed, well, 3 plank wagons and that. That's what I wanted to do. Instead of having a rake of like 10 or 20 of them, you did see them in between freights. That rake's running really well. I got some N-gauge containers as well. Picked up. Very nice. Oh yep, we got a derailment. You know, I've always fretted on that wagon derailing because I had to customise the couplings, because I'm sure you know with a lot of Ormby stuff, especially the older stuff, the couplings are just ridiculous. They put the buffers at least 9mm apart. It's not realistic. And again, if you know me, I customise the couplings to make them run properly. But the flatbed, they have ridiculous gaps, so I had to customise the couplings. And when I did, I had to make a really specific coupling for the flatbed. And I've always had fears of it derailing because of the coupling I made for it, but it works fine. That's the first time it's ever derailed. So, and it's in between the rake. So these tankers, the Esso tankers, they weigh quite a bit. And then when you got 6 of them, and the other wagons between them, yeah. So you got a lot of weight on this end, and then a lot of weight behind the flatbed. So what I'm trying to say is the flatbed's pulling a lot of weight. There's a lot of strain on the couplings, and that can sometimes cause derailments, especially on the bogie wagons like this flatbed now. This one here, the bolster one. My couplings are good, you know. There's some KD ones in here as well. These have KDs. Reason for that is I bought them like it, and I thought, why change them over? It's the only wagons I run on my railway with KDs. Even the coaches don't. It was suggested I use KDs on some of my modern, newer coaches, like the Grizzlies and that. I might do with these non-corridor coaches, what you saw at the beginning of the video. These, just to experiment really. I got to make 2 rakes of these, 5 coaches per rake, which doesn't seem like many, but these coaches cost £30 to £40 a piece. So I'm not going to buy them all at once, but I do want to get a nice 2 rakes. Make sure I truck onto the road there. To be honest, the goal is actually get 4 rakes of them, because 2 rakes are going to be put together for one of the engines. I don't know which one yet, but that's what you would have seen back in those days. Got cobwebs under the layout. I don't like spiders. Arachnophobia. I think called arachnophobia. Oh! One I picked up the other day. So this is the Buffet. And I'm told that the newer Hornby Mark IIIs will all have NEM pocket couplings. Which I look forward to seeing that, because Hornby's well behind. That should be standard issue on every loco now, every wagon. And I know they've done it with some of their coal wagons, their basic coal wagons. That's nice. Right, we've got to swap the A4 over. Sorry, I don't see the comments. So if you do comment, I don't see them. So I don't really know if you want to see what trains to run and that. But we've got to put something different on here. Something I don't run much. I do like my A4s. An A4 bittern is not one of my favourites. But you know, Hornby released it with 2 tenders. I don't need 2 tenders. I only need 1. So, yeah. What shall we run? I'm just having a look. I do have a brand new Tornado from Bachmann in BR Blue. Sadly, it's damaged. The coupling between the tenders broke. So I got to fix that. Not a problem. I bought it. It was fine. It was when I was unpackaging it, it broke. Now, it might have been my fault where I picked up the engine. I totally forgot when I was picking up the Bachmann, the tenders connected. And I think I broke it, so I'm not blaming the Salo at all for that. I think that was completely my fault on that one. Right, I know what we're going to run. I haven't run this in a long time. Again, if you're a Steam fan, I'm very sorry. But this is one of the best looking engines I've ever bought. I just got to find my cleaning brush. There we go. In fact, I was talking to a friend the other day who had a couple of these. I did mention he was greedy, but I lost the argument because he reminded me how many A4s I own, so I kind of let him off. But this is one of the best locos I've ever bought. The Dapoor 10,001 in BR Silverline. I picked this one up secondhand for a brilliant price. Probably 2 years ago now. It's when I started doing my driving lessons, actually, because I remember showing my driving instructor who was his dad was into railways when he was younger, so you know, you conversate and that and you end up talking about your hobbies, and yeah. But one of the smoothest trains I've ever bought as well. I don't run it enough, and I should. You know what, I got some LMS coaches, so maybe I should get them out one day. Because I got the LMS football the football special, and that would be great on that. But the football special was perfectly for one of my standards, made for that. But yeah, I don't run this one enough. I did consider chipping him, but you know, just haven't got around to it. So the 08's running really nicely, as you can see. Track might need cleaning. You know what? Stoke Summit's track has not been cleaned in a long time, and these trains always seem to run really well. Like the A4s, I've never had an A4 stop or stutter on the track, and I don't clean it that often. Yeah, I like that. It's nice. Oh, I like this one as well. Look at this. A Lilliput diesel. Now this is a HOE, but it's great for 009. I think you can get these from Rails Sheffield at the moment, like £60. And they are just perfect for 009 trains at railways. I must get work done on the 009. It's getting quite warm in this room now. It's been a weird day, it's been raining, it's been sunny, it's been raining. He hasn't made up his mind yet. Right, whilst you're watching trains go around, I'm gonna pack up some stuff. Well, when I say stuff, I've sold the 221 Voyager, so I packaged it up, but the coupling bits, you know, couple everything together, tips. I need to pack them up, and I'm just looking if I've got a little bag I can put them in. I found some stock the other day, I forgot I had as well. Which that's always nice to find stuff you forgot you had. To be honest, I do it too much. Because I got so much stock, that's why I've been selling a lot of it as well. Because I think, well, it's been packed up, I haven't used it, so what's the point? I've got to remember now. So how many is that Voyager meant to have? There's a 5-car rake. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so that goes with the Voyager. I'll show you something I'm working on at the moment. So, because I'm doing the National Core Board, they always had a lot of, you know, rolling stock and sidings that was just rusted or gone a bit overgrown. And, sorry, more people. Yeah, so the National Core Board, they always had a lot of stock and sidings. And one thing I do like, when you watch these old videos of National Core Board and that, they'd have a lot of engines that were probably just spares and repairs, or they were salvaging parts off it to keep their other locos running. So what I decided to do in National Core Board is, because I went through a stage of being obsessed with J94s, austerities, and I still am, I got a couple of them that don't work, like spares and repairs I've picked up over time. So what I did was, this is the first one. It's a weathered one, missing the cab, but I do have the cab. The cab is on a flatbed. This is going to be painted up, slightly, well, heavily weathered, and I'm thinking of doing it as a restoration project in a siding. So maybe having some workers at the National Core Board working on the engine outside the engine sheds and that. I think that'd be a really nice, like, you know, scene. And I also got this one. This is the Airfix kit of a little pug. But again, you know, it's great. I'm going to get some lettering on that. It's not going to be used, of course. It's just for siding. But it'll do. Right, it's getting warm in here now. I probably sold, someone asked me the other day how many trains did I sell. It's around, I've got feet now. I sold a lot, but there was one or two that were BR, but I never used them. One being a, is it a D11 or D12? I think it's D11. Lona or something. But yeah, I didn't use it. What's the point? You know, what's the point keeping it if I'm not using it? And yes, I'm a collector. Yes, I love model railways, but when you're saving up for something that you've always wanted, you do have to sell quite a bit. It's not cheap as well. You'll all see it one day. I can't wait to show you all. But for now, I'm just saving, and saving is going very well. I passed my goal just for this month, so as long as I can get to my goal halfway through August, I should have it by end of September. I'm waiting for the winter because they're cheaper then anyway. Stuff always gets cheaper in winter. I'll tell you what, let's have your thoughts on this. So, the narrow gauge railway, I kind of set it in Germany, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Just because of the ear bashing I got on the model shop the other day. But it was all in good fun, you know. We was all messing about. So I have loads of N-gauge American rolling stock, as you can see here. This is just, you know, this is just ones I've had out. You're probably talking another 50 odd wagons somewhere stored. But what I come up with was just a little thought. You can do what you want with your model railways, of course. And I thought, well, maybe I could somehow use this stock on the narrow gauge railway. And I was thinking of maybe it's, you know, someone who's got money and they've created a loco that can pull in this, let's say, scaled models along the narrow gauge. And I have thought about it, and I do like the idea. I just got to run it past some people. But I like the idea of that. Here's my El Capitan wagon, one of my favourites. I do like that one. What's the Edward one? Yeah, so this is one of my favourite wagons. All because El Capitan is a racetrack on Gran Turismo 4. And it was kind of, for those of you who don't know what Gran Turismo 4 is, it's a racing game on PlayStation 2. But it was kind of the track I would go on and just, they call it like a showdown, just get the car ready for a race. And I'd spend hours on the track. And El Capitan's a real place, it's a real location in America. So it's nice to get them. And that's not the only one I have. I have 20 of those El Capitan wagons, all packed up because one day I will have an American layout. I do have an American diesel. Well, out anyway, one of them. Dusty. Here we go. Two of these. I think one's unlettered or something. It hasn't got silver on, but yeah, really nice. Didn't cost too much neither. Wow, these trains are running really well. I'm going to change the 08 over to another 08. And this next one is going to be one of my favourites. This was a Christmas present, believe it or not. I mean, I buy a lot of my own rolling stock, but there are times when, you know, parents say to me and that, oh, is there anything you want for Christmas? Like, well, there's this one engine. Stopping the wrong train now. And yeah, this is one of the engines I have for Christmas present. And it is 08 673 Piccadilly. Hornby model. Never sell it. I have been asked several times, will you sell him? I'm like, no, I'm not selling that one. And interestingly, some of you might know, I haven't got an O-gauge model railway at the moment, but I pre-ordered the 09 in Intercity livery. So again, this is one I do not run that much. In fact, it's probably the first time I've run on a Stoke Summit. It's a shame, really. Right, I'm just going to have a quick look at these pictures of me and my goddaughter. I haven't seen them yet. I know she took them, but... yeah, they're really good. Fair play. Enough Save some of them. You know, it's been very hot. I was asked the other day actually how my railways cope with the heat. I've never really had a problem with it, but I've been quite fortunate. I mean, I had the railway in when we first moved to this house. I had it in a shed in the garden, and it was okay in that. It wasn't really hot, and then it was moved before it did get hot anyway. Then I was in the old coal bunker with the suffering line. That one again. That, you know what? That's a cool room. Anyone who ever comes over and sees my railways know where the suffering line is. That's my you know, my workshop. That's where I build all my kits. And it's one of the coolest rooms you'll ever go in. And I don't mean cool like it looks really good. It's actually cool. You go in there and it's like walking in a freezer. Now, yes, that can be cold, but after a short time, your body kind of warms the room up anyway. So it's nice and cool. It never really gets too hot in there, and it never really gets too cold. If it is cold in there, I got a fan. I put the fan on. If it gets hot, I put the other fan on. So it's a nice room to work in. I'll have to show you all one day actually, and because I do train stuff in there as well. It's not just cars and RC stuff I build, even though I was doing that at the moment. The Scania I'm working on, you know, Scania is by far one of the hardest projects I've ever done. We're talking probably 6 months in, more than 6 months now. What is it? How long have I had it? Let's say a year. I would say a year I've been building it, and it costs more than most of the trains you're seeing now. It's been an expensive project, but it's one of those things that would never lose their money. Once it's finished, it'll probably be worth 500 more than what I've spent on it and worked on it. So I'm not planning on selling it, but it's nice to know you've built something that would be worth quite a bit when you finished it. And it's a lovely piece of kit. If you're on Facebook, you would have seen updates of it and that. It's the Scania R730 Audio Slave Tamiya model, and yeah, it's coming along really nicely. Hell of a kit. Well, it's not even a kit. It was built completely from a different Tamiya lorry. The lorry I bought was a Mercedes 1650 rigid van, and I completely redone the chassis, built axles, you know, the lot, just to change it to what I could see it could be. And you know what? Another year and it could be finished. So the freight trains are running really well. I do feel like taking some pictures of the railway later on, just for friends. They like to see updates and that. I mean, a lot of them don't see the YouTube stuff, because some of them are older and, you know, they don't mess with computers that much. I was going to run an hour gauge, but I can't. I've only just a second realised it's not all wired up. I had to borrow the controller for the National Coal Board Railway to do some testing with the track. Basically, see if the track was okay. I swear that wagon derails and puts itself back on track. Wow, I think that's got to be the end of this video. What are we, 43 minutes ahead? 44 minutes. I'm going to go and watch some films. I was up early because I had the windows open in here and the bedroom just to let it breeze through, because you know it's been so warm. And the blinds were making a racket. It woke me up and I couldn't get back to sleep. I ended up staying up and watching racing and that, racing on PlayStation. Which of course that's my overall being motorsport and racing. But yeah, if you're new to my channel, please like, please subscribe. If you like the content anyway. I got loads of videos planned. I don't know if Sean watched this, but thank you, Sean Leonard. He's done the poster for me, and I do have to start uploading that poster into every video I'm doing, because I officially have a poster and artwork for my channel. So, thank you all for watching. I've enjoyed running some of these trains. I've got some more to run again. The layout's kind of a mess at the moment, so yeah. But thank you for watching. I shall see you all soon. It's been a great running session. We ran A4 Bittern, Schenker 08623. Piccadilly's currently running now with the freight. Just running a little bit different. I could put steam train on that, but why not put an 08? We've got plenty of underuse. And here's Piccadilly now. So we'll park him up where the signal will be. Signal's built actually, ready to be put in. And there's my lovely 10,001. Stunning model that is. If anyone from Dapor is watching, best thing you've ever built, and best diesel I've ever bought as well. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thumbs up to everyone who's watched. I'll get the 009 wired up and we'll do a running session on that. I want to get more scenery done first because it's going to look great when it's done. And of course I'll do an update on National Cardboard. Cornell Street is behind me and quite clean actually. I've been doing some work on Cornell Street, so I cleaned it up, took some pictures of it the other day. I just noticed a train with a grease mark on. Nothing worse than a grease mark. That's interesting. Right, so I'll get going. It's not a grease mark. Yeah, it was. The dust in this room's incredibly bad at the moment. I've got to get storage sorted out as well. Right, thank you for watching. I shall see you all soon. Bye for now. If I can figure out how to end this video. There we go.